Meg Records, the Meg Record Keeping Institute. Person of interest, Aiko Sato. Yeah, Aiko works here. You're not the first to ask that, fella. No, she's not here. She's not on shift. If you want to interview her, you'll have to wait until she's back. Not like she'll give you more than basic answers anyways. Just leave her alone. She has enough baggage as it is with that stupid axe and fanboys and day-to-day rubbish. Honestly, the fact that she finds time to work for this old diner is pretty admirable. Attention to all personnel. This page has been archived on the 18th of September in order to respect Miss Sato's privacy. It was previously written before the Meg became aware of Miss Sato's wish to not be documented. Sharing the page publicly will be met with punishment. Person of interest profile. Aiko Sato. Name. Aiko Sato. Affiliations. Tom's Diner. Aliases. The Lucky Great Samaritan. Last seen. Redacted for privacy. Description. Aiko Sato is a 25-year-old woman of Japanese descent. She has a tall and slender build, fair skin, short black hair, and dark eyes. She is often seen wearing simple t-shirts and long pants, alongside an occasional black face mask. She also carries a golden axe, known as Lucky Axe. Miss Sato has become the subject of much discussion and popularity in recent years, due to having rescued a multitude of wanderers from the wrath of hostile entities. Her helpfulness amongst other wanderers has landed her the title of the Lucky Great Samaritan. She originally no-clipped around the 6th of August 2018, and, despite being just a regular wanderer at first, she has become one of the most well-known people of interest across many levels over the course of 5 years. Her personality is quite unclear to the eyes of many. Some call her heroic and brave, while others call her introverted and socially awkward. Miss Sato rarely stops by to speak to others, which makes it difficult for many to understand what she is really like. That being said, it is known that her main goal is to find an exit to the front rooms. Feats. Throughout the previous 5 years, many wanderers have often reported to the Meg that they received the help of a woman with short black hair who carried a golden axe. Over 300 wanderers have declared to have been rescued by her and redirected to a Meg or any other group space by that same woman, which soon revealed to be Miss Aiko Sato. Most of the testimonies given by wanderers were fairly similar. All of them mentioned being in a situation of near danger, only for Miss Sato to show up on the scene quickly after. Some curiously described that she always seemed to be pulled around by a strange, invisible force whenever she was seen intervening, or that she seemed to be quite reluctant to act. The testimonies then explain how Miss Sato easily removed the problem, either by eliminating even the most dangerous of threats with her axe, or by bringing the wanderers in question to somewhere more safe. Miss Sato is also most commonly known for having saved all the members of the Meg Team Moles and a wanderer during a rescue mission in Level 8 that the team was assigned to complete. The team was ambushed by a group of hostile entities, and they were too far from the Cave Raiders' outpost to receive backup. As Mr. Rogers, captain of the team, described, Miss Satos arrived soon after and killed the entities that ambushed the team. She then led them to the location of the trapped wanderer that they were meant to rescue. Mr. Rogers then explained that he attempted to ask Miss Sato how she was able to find the wanderer so easily, without having access to any coordinates or directions, but he claims she left as soon as everyone was safely back to the outpost. Wanderers also claim that Miss Sato has greatly improved the lives of all those she has rescued by causing them to experience a great amount of lucky events after their meeting with her, such as stumbling upon a great amount of supplies that usually come from nowhere, or having an easier time navigating and surviving in levels ever since. It's unclear if these are mere coincidences or yet another anomalous ability that Miss Sato may have, alongside other oddities that have been theorized, and, as of present day, There has been no confirmation gathered from research or from Miss Sato herself. Interview. Miss Sato was recently interviewed by a Meg agent on a whim, despite initial refusal to be interviewed in the past. Below is the transcription of the interview. Begin log. Time 13:40. Date 17th of September. Interviewer Clara Cladwell. Interviewee Aiko Sato. The recording device that Miss Cladwell is carrying is turned on as it begins registering audio. Clara Cladwell. Miss Sato, wait, can I ask you to participate in an interview? I know you have refused in the past, but it would be very important to at least have one. Sorry to disrupt you so suddenly. There is a pause. Aiko Sato. I don't know. I don't like doing this kind of thing usually. Clara Cladwell. I understand, Miss Aiko, but I promise that it can be a rather short one. Doing an interview would help your word reach as many people as possible. Don't you think so? There is another short pause. Aiko Sato. I do have some important things to say to many people. I suppose I can accept it this one time. Although let's try to make this quick. Clara Cladwell. Wonderful. Thank you for agreeing to this. It'll be super quick. I'm sorry if this is a hassle to you. My first question is, can you tell us more about yourself? Perhaps about how you feel regarding your current popularity among wanderers? Aiko Sato. I don't like to talk about personal details. There isn't anything else that people don't know. I'm just a person living in this cursed place. I don't know what else there is to say about me. Regarding what people say, I wish they wouldn't idolize me the way they do. I'm not a selfless person, nor am I a hero. I just want to survive and go back home. Miss Sato goes quiet, then resumes. Aiko Sato. I don't want people to imagine me as someone I'm not. They think I'm this great Samaritan, but I never chose to do any of this willingly. I'm being forced to play this role and I don't like it. I'd rather not explain the full story. Just know that it has to do with this axe I'm carrying. There is another pause. Miss Sato, I have problems empathizing with other people. I don't think I'll ever feel the need to save others, and I doubt I'll try to get close to anyone. Whatever I'm doing is not done out of a selfless drive or heroic bravery. I would prefer to be treated like a regular wanderer. I'm aware of the efforts you've put to maintain my privacy in the article about me, but it still makes me feel as if I'm being put on a pedestal. Miss Sato pauses, then quickly resumes talking. Aiko Sato, I hope this clears things up. I apologize if my statements will disappoint and upset all those who had such strong expectations of me. I am very uncomfortable by this kind of popularity and just wanted to let everyone know this. Too many wanderers became curious because of it and started searching for me, wanting to learn about my personal life. Clara Cladwell. It was a very understandable and clear speech, Miss Sato. I am sure nobody will be disappointed towards your true feelings. We only had the intention to document you for the sake of knowledge. We never meant to put you in such a tough situation. We should have been more careful. Aiko Sato. I understand that there was no malice in what you and many wanderers did. I just really wish that all my admirers and the people of the Meg, like you, will direct their attention towards someone who truly deserves it. Someone who is truly selfless and heroic. I don't deserve to be compared to those like the Red Knight. I really just want to stay on my own, work for supplies, and find a way out. This kind of attention makes me feel uncomfortable. Miss Sato pauses. Clara Cladwell. I understand your wishes. I'm sure the wanderers who will listen to our interview will understand too. You don't deserve to be made so uneasy and exhausted by this situation. Miss Cladwell takes a pause, resuming after a few seconds. Clara Cladwell. Now, to proceed, would you mind telling us more about how you achieve such fighting skills? What about the axe you carry around? Did you find it anywhere? Was it yours even back in the front rooms? Aiko Sato. I would prefer not to. I don't want to bring any further attention to myself. I apologize if it's an inconvenience. Clara Cladwell. Understood. I suppose your request also tackles any other question regarding the anomalous events that can be connected to you then. Aiko Sato. Yes. Clara Cladwell. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we end our interview? Aiko Sato. My last statement is to request to be forgotten, or at least to not be researched about any longer. My page shouldn't exist, because it only gives people the wrong idea. I'd prefer if resources for research and documentation were used on someone more important and worth talking about. Mr. Tom, owner of Tom's Diner, will be one of the people I think deserves to be talked about the most. Perhaps you could consider it. Clara Cladwell. I will see what I can do, miss. Don't worry. Thank you for participating in our interview. We will work on taking down the article we have written about you. I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. Aiko Sato. No problem. I must go now. Please don't contact me again. End log. As soon as the interview ends, Aiko exits the premises of Level 1. She makes her way towards Level 2, as she is left pondering about her encounter with Miss Cladwell. She feels that a weight is now lifted off her shoulders. Perhaps, with the deletion of the article about her, she will receive less attention from wanderers. I hope that I can finally disappear from the thoughts of everyone now, even if I'll still have to go around helping people, she thinks, as she holds onto her lucky axe tightly. No point in trying to get rid of it again. It won't work. She may as well just keep it closer. She reaches the premises of the next level, now sitting by a comfortable corner against the wall. She retrieves a sandwich that she made back in Tom's diner, as she begins eating it hungrily. She really needs some food to ease the stress. Won't you offer me a bite? The familiar voice echoed out, with that hint of playfulness and joking tone. This is the third time you've asked me for a bite. Will you finally admit that you enjoy eating my food? Aiko scolds. Although, unlike with any other interaction, she doesn't seem all that reluctant to talk. It may even be described as her feeling comfortable for once. As if. I'm a great divinity. I do not need this mortal food. Although I admit it's tasty, maybe. Nothing more than that, the voice huffed, hinting at some inner pride that is always showing. Aiko always finds it amusing. She offers a bite of the sandwich. The two eat together silently. After only a few minutes does the voice speak again. I'm sorry about this situation. I know how difficult it is for you, the voice whispers with a guilty tone. Even though he has no control over the situation, he never has. There's nothing you can do about it. It's fine. I've already accepted that I'll have to keep the axe until by some miracle something happens. Besides, I don't think I want you to disappear. That's one other reason why I've dropped the search for a solution entirely. Your words are kind. I expected you to resent me because of your situation, and I'm glad you don't. Even if I initially hoped you'd end up not liking the duty of a hero with time, like me, I understand now that it's not what you want. The voice speaks very softly, so softly that it sounds like a gentle breeze. Well, it's useless to reminisce about the past. Seems like it's time to get on the move, Aiko says, with a certain hint of nonchalance. She quickly gets up and follows the pull, directed towards a nearby group of entities, circling a few wanderers. Do you want to go back home after this? The familiar glow of the presence is brighter than ever. Yeah, you're gonna need to experience being used as a garlic cutter this time, Aiko briefly jokes, to which the glow turns bright pink in response. You cruel woman! Not the garlic! Being used as a mixing tool for soup was already enough. How could you mistreat your good friend Fortune like this? The voice protests, although not truly seriously. It's just banter between the two. My bad. How dare I offend the great god of cheese himself, she says in a monotone tone. Behind it, there was truly some hint of enjoyment, a distraction from this cursed fate and the suffocating gazes. She will not admit it, despite that. She's not ready. Hey, I told you before, just because I'm golden, it doesn't mean I'm the cheese god, stubborn rockhead, Fortune protests, then decides to give the offended treatment, although she can hear him hold back a few laughs. If Aiko was able to smile easily, she definitely would be smiling right now. Her body moves towards the entities, ready to slay them one by one. Willing or not, like a puppet moved by strings. Let's make this quick.